there are cities that once shone like jewels in the sky of humanity, only to vanish from the pages of history, as if swallowed by the earth itself to conceal a secret that mankind was not yet mature enough to comprehend. The remaining stone walls, the faint carvings, and the structures that surpass the technological reach of their era all whisper of an untold story. We call them lost cities, but perhaps it is we who are lost in the labyrinth of history, trying to find the echoes of a past that has faded with time. In the deep jungles of Cambodia, Angkor still lies shrouded in a thick mist, where the faces of Bayong smile faintly as if guarding a secret beyond human understanding. Meanwhile, in the desolate deserts of China, the city of Lulan, once a brilliant oasis on the Silk Road, is now but dust and traces consumed by time. The wind still blows through its ruins, carrying the distant echoes of a fallen civilization. And on the other side of the hemisphere, Machu Picchu appears amidst the white clouds of the Andes like a dream of stone, where each block is fitted with such precision that the modern world must bow in admiration. But the strange thing is, these places do not seem to be mere relics of the past. Beneath every stone, under every layer of soil, there are still unopened mysteries. Did these civilizations possess a form of knowledge that has since been lost? Or did they communicate with forces beyond this earth? Was there some invisible hand that erased them from the map of humanity to hide things that the modern world is not yet ready to face? Do you believe that other cities are still hidden somewhere, beneath the oceans, in deep jungles, or amidst the deserts? If you had the chance, which would you choose to explore first? Angkor, Lulan, or Machu Picchu? Join us at Mystery as we open the door of time, to rediscover the civilizations that have disappeared, and perhaps to listen to what the past is still trying to whisper to us. "11,000 years ago, when most of humanity still lived as hunter-gatherers, on the vast plains of Turkey, a small hill suddenly became the center of an unprecedented mystery. Göbekli Tepe, erected thousands of years before the Egyptian pyramids, is the first testament to the intellect and power of ancient peoples that modern science still cannot fully explain. Over 200 massive stone pillars, each weighing between 10 and 20 tons, are exquisitely carved with images of leopards, snakes, hawks, and extinct animals like mammoths and giant antelopes. The pillars are arranged in huge circles, some overlapping others, creating complex architectural patterns that astonish even modern engineers. These circles appear to be oriented according to solar and lunar cycles, leading many experts to believe that Göbekli Tepe may have been an astronomical observatory, humanity's first cosmic ritual center. But the most haunting part is a little-known mystery. The entire temple, after centuries of use, was deliberately buried. A thick layer of earth covered the pillars, hiding every detail from human eyes. There was no war, no natural disaster, no sign of a permanent settlement. Only an inexplicable decision, as if the ancients wished to seal away a cosmic knowledge for a future generation that was not yet ready. As you walk among the stone pillars, you can see the primordial carvings made by hand. Feel the breath of an ancient civilization, a civilization that knew of the cosmos and the Earth's energies long before history was written. A recent carbon dating study identified the structures at Göbekli Tepe to date from around 9,600, 9,500 BC, showing the people of that time had organized labor and knowledge far beyond our imagination. Who built Göbekli Tepe? What did they know that we do not? Why did they bury this colossal structure as if to send a secret message across the millennia, waiting for those with enough wisdom and courage to decipher it? And as the world's first builders intentionally entombed their masterpiece, on the other side of the globe, beneath the ocean's depths, another stone mystery was waiting to be awakened. Let's find out what it is in the very next section. Far off the coast of Yonaguni Island, deep beneath the sea, stone steps and squared walls emerge like a whisper from a lost civilization. Dating back approximately 8,000 BC, 10,000 years ago, the Yonaguni Monument, often called the Underwater Pyramid, possesses wide terraces, flat walls, and nearly perfect right angles. Each stone block weighs from 50 to 500 tons, stacked in tiers rising up to 20 meters high, a feat that astounds even modern engineers. Geologists still debate. Are these formations the result of a miraculous natural process? Or are they the remnants of an advanced civilization from 10,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age, when the sea level was dozens of meters lower than it is today? Some surveys show stone patterns similar to pyramids and ceremonial plazas in Egypt, South America, and other ancient civilizations, suggesting this site may have once been a ritual or astronomical center beneath the waves. Okinawan legend tells that Yonaguni was once a prosperous city, submerged by the wrath of the sea gods, leaving the ocean floor as an invisible message for future generations. Some divers who have approached the monument describe a strange sensation. The stones seem to emanate an energy that makes sound resonate like ancient drums, and the light filtering through the water flickers and moves as if telling its own story. Mineralogical studies show the Yonaguni rock contains pyroxene and feldspar, which have strong light-reflective properties underwater. Some archaeologists believe these light effects were not merely natural, but may have been utilized in ancient rituals, turning Yonaguni into an energy center on the ocean floor. The true age of the structures remains a mystery. According to geologist Masaki Kimura, the formations could be over 10,000 years old, predating both Mesopotamian civilization and the Egyptian pyramids. However, studies of coral and marine sediment suggest that some structures may have formed within the last 2,000 to 3,000 years, opening up an enigmatic hypothesis. Is Yonaguni a natural formation that was touched up by human hands, or the last vestige of a lost civilization? Viewed from the surface, the stone tiers undulate under the deep blue light like an ancient map, flickering with the rhythm of the waves. Yonaguni is not just an underwater wonder. It is a message from a vanished era, challenging all human explanation, inviting anyone who dares to dive deep to hear the story of the sea, the stone, and a mysterious civilization that once was. In the arid Patagonian wilderness of Argentina, where the wind bites the skin and the mountainside rocks burn yellow under the sun, a small cave nestles beside the Rio Pinturas Canyon. From the outside, it looks as ordinary as thousands of other rock shelters on the South American plateau. But upon stepping inside, one immediately feels that something is very different. On the cold walls, covered in shades of red, black, and ochre, Hundreds of human hands appear, small, overlapping, intertwined, as if reaching out from the distant past. Cueva de las Manos, meaning Cave of the Hands, has been dated to be between 7,300 and 9,000 years old, making it one of the most ancient and enigmatic prehistoric art sites in the world. Archaeologists believe these images were created by placing a hand on the rock wall and then spraying mineral pigments through a bone tube, creating a perfect negative stencil. The walls preserve over 800 handprints, the vast majority being left hands, suggesting the ancient artists may have used their right hand to hold the spray tube. But the question that has puzzled scientists for decades is, why hands? Was this a rite of passage? A sacred moment when a young person entered adulthood? Or was it a declaration of existence? A statement that we were here, in a harsh land where life was more fragile than ever? Some anthropologists believe it was a spiritual symbol, representing the connection between the people and their ancestors, between the living and the dead. Paintings of animals, guanacos, rheas, and hunting scenes are found alongside the hands, as if telling the story of a tribe that lived, fought, and loved at the end of the world. When the evening sun shines into the cave, the hands seem to move, casting shadows upon one another, looking as if they are trying to reach out from the stone to touch the observer. And in that moment, the 9,000-year gap suddenly feels fragile, as if those ancient souls are still whispering, sending a message that transcends time. Under the fiery sunset of the Supe Desert, less than 25 kilometers from the Pacific Ocean, the ancient earthen pyramids of Caral stand in silence, somber witnesses to a civilization that has vanished from human memory. The wind blows across the stone terraces, carrying the arid breath of time. And if you listen long enough, perhaps you will hear the faint sound of flutes made from condor bones, still echoing somewhere in the night. Caral is unlike any other known ancient city. It emerged over 5,000 years ago, while Egypt was still building its first pyramids and Mesopotamia was just beginning to develop cuneiform script. Yet, in the arid valley of Peru, a people erected a monumental complex of 6 pyramids, sunken circular plazas, ancient irrigation channels, and a fully planned residential area. Everything was arranged with precision, as if the ancients understood the laws of the earth and the sky. Archaeologists have discovered hundreds of musical instruments made from pelican bones, seashells from distant shores, and quipus, the knotted strings later used by the Inca for record keeping. What is strange is that they found no weapons. There are no defensive walls, no evidence of warfare, not a single sign of violence. A society that did not need to fight to survive. This runs contrary to everything we understand about human history. Caral seems to have existed through music, ritual, and harmony with nature. Researchers believe its pyramids were oriented according to the movements of the sun and constellations, suggesting an incredible level of astronomical knowledge. Each year, as the winds changed with the seasons, the people of Caral would gather in the central plaza, chanting songs to call for rain, leaving in the dust the traces of a faith that has endured through time. But then, around 1800 BC, everything fell silent. The city was abandoned, and the hot desert winds swept away every sound. There are no signs of conflict or plague, only dry cracks in the earth, as if the planet had swallowed them in a single breath. Some scientists suggest that the El Niño phenomenon, with its violent rains and successive earthquakes, forced them to leave. But others believe Caral reached a certain level of knowledge and then chose to disappear, leaving for posterity questions that have never been answered. Standing in the heartland of what was once Caral, where the sun beats down on millennia-old stones, you can feel the pulse of a lost civilization. It is not just a sense of sanctity, but the feeling of standing on the threshold between two worlds. One, a world of humans, and another, where knowledge, music, and faith were one. Caral is proof that not all civilizations are born from violence. But it is also a reminder that even the most peaceful dreams can vanish, like dust in the desert wind. What do you think? Was Caral just a forgotten ancient city? Or was it the first gateway that led humanity into an age of enlightenment? Submerged in the turquoise waters of the Laconian Gulf, just a few meters from the shore, Pavlopetri, the world's oldest known submerged city from over 5,000 years ago, appears like a phantom from the past. When it was first discovered in 1967 by archaeologist Nicholas Fleming, few believed that its paved streets, buildings, plazas, and even an ancient port could still exist intact beneath the sea, covering an area of over 8,000 square meters, with houses ranging from 20 to 80 square meters, streets 3-4 meters wide, and a sophisticated drainage system. It is a marvel to any modern urban planner. Pavlopetri was once a bustling commercial center, connecting the Greek islands with the Peloponnesian Peninsula. But the most haunting question is, why did this city disappear? There was no war, no direct evidence of a natural disaster. Was it an earthquake combined with land subsidence? Or is there some ancient secret buried with the city? Modern surveys using 3D scanning and sonar technology have revealed astonishing details. Some buildings were once 2 to 3 stories high, with stairs leading from the streets down to the harbor and ritual plazas precisely aligned with the sunrise. Every line, every stone seems to retain the rhythm of a lost people, as if they are still living, silently observing the world from beneath the sea. When sunlight pierces the water, the submerged structures reflect like a ghost city, evoking the legends of Atlantis. Pavlopetri is not only evidence that a place like Atlantis could have existed, but also a reminder. How many other ancient cities, swallowed by time and the sea, are waiting to be revealed, carrying secrets that humanity is not yet ready to understand? And the question still echoes across more than 5,000 years. Who built Pavlopetri? What did they know that we have yet to decipher? And why did they leave a message submerged at the bottom of the ocean, waiting for eyes patient enough to find it? Nestled in the Bekaa Valley, where colossal Roman columns still stand defiant, Baalbek is not just a ruin, but a mystery frozen in stone. Beneath the present-day temple lie the largest megalithic blocks ever moved by human hands, each weighing between 800 and 1,200 tons, nearly 19 meters long, 4 meters wide, and over 3 meters high. They are set on a platform raised 2 meters high, creating an impregnable foundation that astounds even modern engineering. The Romans, despite their mastery of construction, left no records of moving these colossal stones. Some archaeologists argue that the foundation blocks may have been transported from a quarry nearly 900 meters away and lifted over a meter high, a feat that no bronze tools or ancient mechanics could have accomplished. This has led to many theories about a prehistoric civilization possessing superior technology or a profound knowledge of mechanics and energy. What is astonishing is that the blocks are fitted together with millimeter precision without the use of mortar, creating a foundation so stable that through millennia, no earthquake has destroyed it. Some recent studies even suggest that the position, weight, and orientation of these blocks may be related to ancient energy lines, or the Earth's ley lines. This suggests that Baalbek may have once functioned as an ancient power station, where people could harness natural energy in a way that modern science has yet to explain. Archaeologists have also discovered circular drill marks on the stone surfaces, about 20 to 30 cm in diameter and 1 to 2 cm deep, which could not have been created with such precision by ancient hand tools. Some blocks even have sophisticated H-shaped grooves, perfectly cut to interlock, providing maximum stability, a design that would require significant study even for modern engineers. Baalbek is more than an architectural feat. It is an unanswered question. Who placed these colossal stones? How did they move them hundreds of meters, lift them high, and set them with millimeter accuracy without modern tools? And why did they leave this trace for future generations, like a mysterious message transcending time? Is this the foundation of giants? Or an ancient energy portal, still waiting for someone courageous enough to decode its secret? Over 8,000 warriors have stood at attention in the darkness for thousands of years, guarding a magnificent secret. Beneath the thick soil of Xi'an, an immortal army still silently guards the greatest secret of ancient China. These terracotta warriors, standing nearly 1.8 meters tall, each with a unique face, posture, and set of armor, are arranged in ranks as if still awaiting orders from their deceased emperor. But they are merely the outer veil, concealing a structure that modern humanity has not yet dared to fully excavate. The central tomb of Qin Shi Huang, spanning over 56 square kilometers, described in historical texts as a microcosm of the universe. According to the records of the historian Sima Qian, beneath the earth flow rivers of mercury shimmering like mirrors, alongside vast reservoirs and sophisticated mechanical traps capable of killing any intruder. Modern archaeologists have detected mercury levels dozens of times higher than normal around the central tomb mound, evidence that Qin Shi Huang created a living defense mechanism, serving as both a poison and a symbol of power and immortality. But the mystery does not end there. The positioning of the warriors, the underground passages, the structure of the tomb chambers, and the hydraulic systems all display an intelligence far beyond their time. This has led many researchers to believe that this is the product of a forgotten civilization that existed even before recorded Chinese history. A civilization that knew how to harness engineering, astronomy, and physical energies to recreate the universe within the earth. Each terracotta soldier seems not just a statue, but an imprisoned soul, a reminder that the secret beneath the mound has yet to be revealed, waiting for those brave enough to explore. Standing amidst the silent ranks, you can almost imagine the sound of battle echoing underground, the roll call of generals, the breath of the emperor, a moment where past and present intersect, sending a shiver down the spine. Does the tomb of Qin Shi Huang contain knowledge, power, and secrets that humanity is not yet equipped to understand? Or is this truly a curse of time, a buried message, to be opened only by those who dare to confront power and death? It remains an unsolved mystery. In the misty valley of Mexico, where the dawn light spills over the mountains like golden silk, there was a city that made even the most heroic Aztec warriors bow their heads in reverence. Teotihuacan, the place where the gods were born. This name was not given by men, but as if whispered by the earth and sky themselves, revealing a secret that had slept for 1,000 years. Located about 50 kilometers from Mexico City, Teotihuacan was once the largest metropolis in the ancient Americas. A powerful religious, political, and commercial center in the 2nd century AD. With an area of over 20 square kilometers and a population that may have reached 200,000, the city was planned with astonishing precision. Avenues intersect at a 15.5-degree angle, and its plazas, temples, and residential areas are arranged in near-perfect order, but no one knows who built it. There is no writing, no clear monument to its founders, only colossal stone blocks that stand silent, as if holding a sacred, ancient oath. The city's main axis is called the Avenue of the Dead, a thoroughfare more than 4 kilometers long that runs through the center, leading to 3 great structures: the Pyramid of the Sun, the Pyramid of the Moon, and the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. These pyramids were built from millions of tons of basalt and limestone, yet there is no evidence of the wheel or metal tools. The precision of their construction has led many researchers to believe that the ancient engineers used technology we still do not fully comprehend. When viewed from above, the layout of the entire city mirrors the constellation of Orion, a constellation tied to the creation myths of Mesoamerica. Perhaps Teotihuacan was not just a dwelling place for humans, but a terrestrial replica of the heavens, a gateway connecting the earth and the sky. Archaeological discoveries in the 21st century have only made this mystery shine brighter. In 2015, an archaeological team led by Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History discovered a tunnel over 100 meters long beneath the Temple of the Feathered Serpent, filled with liquid mercury, mica, and thousands of spheres made from hematite and pyrite, materials with strong conductive and reflective properties. The mercury, a metal seen as a symbol of the soul and death in ancient mythology, reflected light like a silver river flowing underground. Beneath the Pyramid of the Moon, thick layers of mica were found, buried deep within the walls and stone foundations. Mica is an excellent thermal and electrical insulator, a material whose properties only modern science fully understands how to utilize. Why would a civilization 2,000 years ago have known this? Some scholars propose that the entirety of Teotihuacan may have once operated as a cosmic energy station, where the ancients attempted to harness the power of the stars through stone structures and the Earth's natural magnetism. Geomagnetic maps show that these pyramids are located precisely at the intersection of telluric currents, similar to the concept of dragon lines in Eastern cultures. But then, around 550 AD, Teotihuacan suddenly collapsed. There is no clear evidence of war, no trace of a natural catastrophe. The inhabitants vanished, the temples were abandoned, the sacred fires extinguished, leaving a vast, empty, and silent city in the middle of the plain. Centuries later, when the Aztecs found the site, they believed that the gods themselves had built it and then departed, leaving the ruins as a reminder of a time when humans and deities coexisted. Today, as the sun sets on the stone steps of the Pyramid of the Sun, the crimson light reflects off the cold stone, making the entire space seem to come alive. Teotihuacan still stands, silent yet magnificent, as if waiting for someone brave enough to decipher the whispers of the gods. Do you believe this place was once a gateway between the human world and the heavens? Or is it merely the ruin of a civilization so advanced that history was forced to forget them? Leave your thoughts below to join the discussion. The cold wind from the Andes sweeps across the Altiplano, where, at an altitude of nearly 4,000 meters, the very air becomes thin and still. There, amidst the dark rocks and heavy cloud shadows, lie the scattered ruins of Tiwanaku and Puma Punku, two ancient sites that, to this day, science cannot fully explain. Massive andesite blocks, some weighing over 130 tons, are joined with such precision that the seams are barely visible to the naked eye. Under a microscope, the cuts appear as smooth as if made by industrial metal cutting machinery, even though this civilization was believed to be only in the Bronze Age. H-shaped blocks, with grooves and symmetrical drill holes, still fit together perfectly after thousands of years. When archaeologists took measurements, they found the margin of error at the joints to be less than 1/50th of a millimeter, an inconceivable figure for the technology of millennia ago. Some archaeologists suggest that Tiwanaku was the ceremonial center of a civilization with a profound understanding of mathematics, astronomy, and architectural engineering that was far ahead of its time. But others believe this place was taught its technology by the gods, or an extraterrestrial intelligence, a technology that modern humans still cannot replicate. Beneath the ground, researchers have found pieces of stone that were melted at temperatures exceeding 1,200 degrees Celsius, a heat that ancient furnaces could not achieve. Did the people of Tiwanaku possess an energy source we have never known? Or were they merely the inheritors of a technology that vanished in prehistory? Astronomers suggest that the placement of these structures is not random. The entire complex is aligned with the sunrise on the winter solstice, like an ancient cosmic observatory. Many blocks are even carved with shapes that mimic the orbital cycles of Venus and Mars, suggesting the Tiwanaku people had a deep understanding of celestial mechanics. But what baffles scientists most is the utter ruin of Puma Punku. Stones weighing hundreds of tons were tossed about like toys, lying in a chaotic pile over a radius of hundreds of meters. As night falls on the high plateau, amidst the wind howling through these perfectly geometric stones, one is left to wonder, are these not just the ruins of an ancient civilization, but a message carved in stone from beings not of this earth? From the cold stones of Puma Punku, where timeless technology is etched in every cut, our journey now ventures into the Sierra Nevada jungle, where mist and spirits merge as one. There, Tiwanaku remains hidden, silently keeping the heartbeat of the world. Built around the 8th century AD, nearly 650 years before Machu Picchu, Tiwanaku was the spiritual and political center of the Tairona civilization, an indigenous empire that once controlled the entire Caribbean coast before disappearing in the late 16th century after the Spanish arrived in South America. The entire city is situated at an altitude of about 200 meters on the slopes of the Sierra Nevada, a mountain range known as the world's highest coastal mountain. Tiwanaku's architecture spans over 30 hectares, with 169 circular stone platforms, 200 granite steps, and a system of ceremonial paths connecting residential areas, plazas, and ritual sites. When it was rediscovered in 1976, after nearly 4 centuries of being swallowed by the jungle, Colombian archaeologists like Gilberto Cadavid and Luis Duque Gomez were stunned by its planning precision. The stone platforms are aligned with the sunrise on the spring equinox, and the drainage and stair systems show a superior knowledge of hydraulics, which has allowed the structure to withstand the fierce jungle rains. With no fortifications and no signs of war, Tiwanaku seems to have been built in harmony with nature, like a living energy center. Geomagnetic surveys conducted by the National University of Colombia in the early 1990s detected magnetic field fluctuations that were 25 to 30% stronger than in the surrounding areas, a phenomenon that leads the indigenous people to believe this is a nexus point of the earth. The Kogi people, direct descendants of the Tairona, still live scattered around the area and believe that Tiwanaku is the heart of the world. They see themselves as the keepers of the planet's heartbeat, performing rituals called pagamentos, offerings and meditations to maintain the balance of nature. According to them, when modern humans harm the earth, this heartbeat weakens, and Tiwanaku falls silent. Many travelers who make the 4-day trek through the jungle to reach Tiwanaku report feeling a strange vibration in the air, as if the ground itself is breathing. Some biologists suggest this could be due to the resonant effect of geomagnetic waves and positive ions in the dense vegetation. But the Kogi have another explanation. It is the pulse of the world, a sound only those who know how to listen can hear. Is Tiwanaku truly the beating heart of the earth? A place where the planet's memory still echoes in every stone? Or is it just the remnant of a civilization that understood nature better than we do and vanished when humanity stopped listening to the voice of Mother Earth? Deep in the misty forests of Sichuan, where clouds cling to the mountainsides and the sound of streams merges with the wind, a giant Buddha face emerges, as if silently observing humanity from thousands of years ago. The statue is 53 meters high, 35 meters wide, and weighs over 200 tons. But this is only the head. The massive body, intended to be over 200 meters tall, remains hidden in the rock and jungle. Over 500 years have passed, yet the statue retains its perfect proportions. From the 3-meter-long eyebrows and 4.5-meter-wide eyes to every fold on its face, astonishing modern sculptors and architects. But the strangest thing is not its size. Archaeologists and geologists have discovered that the Shizishan rock contains high levels of ferromanganese and basalt, minerals capable of amplifying geomagnetic energy by 20 to 30% compared to the surrounding area. Some scholars believe the ancient sculptors did not just build by hand, but skillfully harness the earth's energy, turning the Buddha statue into a sacred center where natural and spiritual energies converge. When standing near the base of the statue, many people feel a slight vibration through the rock, as if the place is still breathing, in rhythm with the mountains and forests. Sound is also a mystery. Grooves on the rock surface create a resonant effect, causing rainwater to trickle through and produce a sound like ancient bells. In the morning mist, light slants across the Buddha's face, reflecting off the minerals in the stone, creating ethereal streaks of light that make the Buddha's face seem to watch those who arrive. Who commissioned this statue? Why was this massive project suddenly abandoned? Some researchers believe Shizishan is a relic of a prehistoric civilization on the Sichuan Plateau. With knowledge of energy, astronomy, and engineering that we still cannot explain. Ancient texts and local legends speak of celestial Buddhas and rituals involving light and water, suggesting this was once a center for connecting humans with the cosmos, a place where energy and knowledge were secretly transmitted. Standing at the foot of the Shizishan statue, you see more than just a monument. You feel the surviving life of a lost civilization. Hear the breath of the past, sense the vibration of the earth, and recognize a mystery that humanity was never ready to solve. And the question still haunts: is this statue merely an unfinished masterpiece? Or is it a gateway to knowledge and power that only the truly courageous dare to approach? Before ancient trees reclaimed the Cambodian rainforest, a great city arose, as if the earth itself wished to inscribe a secret about the universe. Angkor emerges not just as a temple, but as an ancient megacity, the largest in the pre-industrial world, with over 1,000 temples, reservoirs, canals, and waterways sprawling over 400 square kilometers. From above, this system looks like a cosmic circuit board, where every channel, every temple, is connected along astonishingly precise axes, as if a higher intelligence had programmed everything. What makes Angkor even more mysterious is the giant star map simulated on the ground. Recent astronomical studies indicate that the main temples, including Angkor Wat and Angkor Thom, correspond to the constellation Draco as it appeared around 2500 BC. Some scholars have hypothesized that the ancient Khmer were not just building a capital, but creating a terrestrial replica of the cosmos, aiming to connect humanity with cosmic energies, or to preserve a mystical knowledge that remains undeciphered. The system of canals and reservoirs, connected by ancient pumping stations, not to mention the statues, walls, and ceremonial plazas, still hold secrets no one has been able to explain. Water from the canals may have been regulated to serve religious rituals, creating fantastic effects of light and shadow during festivals aligned with the solar cycle. Some reservoirs also have depths and shapes believed to optimize for acoustic resonance and vibration, as if the entire city of Angkor was a mystical energy station, where humans and nature merged in a single rhythm. The question that still haunts archaeologists is, why did such a powerful empire, with architectural and planning capabilities far beyond its time, abandon its great capital in the 15th century, leaving the jungle to swallow its streets, canals, and temples? Did the secrets of cosmic energy and divine power make this place too dangerous to inhabit? Or did an extreme natural event, such as an earthquake, land subsidence, or climate change force them to leave. Some researchers have even noted signs of interaction with the Earth's energies. The stone used to build Angkor Wat contains a high proportion of energy-reflective minerals, which could have enhanced human sensory perception, making ancient rituals more effective in ways that modern science cannot yet explain. Standing in Angkor Wat as dawn breaks, the light illuminating the stone walls carved with serpents, birds, and ancient symbols, you can feel the lost pulse of the city. It seems the place is still breathing beneath the forest canopy, silently sending signals to those courageous enough to listen. This is a reminder of a civilization that once knew how to connect humanity with the cosmos and the earth in ways that we today still cannot comprehend. From the middle of the vast South Pacific Ocean, a solitary piece of land rises over 3,700 kilometers from any continent. This is Rapa Nui. No sounds, no tall trees, only wind and stone. And in this desolate place, nearly 900 colossal moai statues stand in silence, like spirits guarding the memory of a civilization that is dissolved into the mists of time. Each moai statue averages over 4 meters in height and weighs between 12 and 86 tons, carved from volcanic tuff at the Rano Raraku quarry, once the sculpture workshop of the ancient Rapa Nui people. However, what has baffled archaeologists for decades is not how they were made, but how they were moved. How did the inhabitants of a barren island, without draft animals or the wheel, transport hundreds of giant stone blocks over steep mountain slopes, sometimes for more than 10 kilometers, to place them precisely along the coastline? A 2012 experiment by the University of Hawaii and the University of California stunned the world. By tying ropes around a statue and coordinating the pulling rhythm from both sides, they found that the moai could indeed walk, rocking slowly forward step by step, just as the Rapa Nui described in their oral traditions. Perhaps the ancients made the stone move with patience, ingenuity, and the belief that these statues carried the spirits of their ancestors, what they called mana, the sacred energy of life. But the greatest mystery lies in the direction the statues face. Most of the moai have their backs to the sea, looking inward toward the vanished villages. Why? Were they protecting the people from a threat that came from the ocean? Something that had once submerged their civilization? Or were they watching over something buried deep underground, where many archaeologists have now discovered their buried torsos, inscribed with strange, undeciphered symbols? Recent ground-penetrating radar studies by the University of California in 2018 have shown that some moai also have a system of underground chambers beneath them, reinforced with basalt and crushed coral, seemingly an extension of ritual structures or vaults for ancestral remains. Could it be that the entire island of Rapa Nui was not just a sacred cemetery, but a colossal ritual machine, where ancient people sought to communicate with the gods of the sea and the sky? Today, as the wind blows across the dry grasslands and the silver moonlight bathes the impassive stone faces, one gets the feeling that the moai are still watching us, not with a look of reproach, but with a silent warning. A warning that, perhaps, there once existed a civilization that understood the laws of the earth and the ocean far better than we do today. And perhaps that secret still lies dormant at the feet of these statues, waiting for someone who dares to ask the right question. as Teotihuacan rose like a human hand reaching for the stars. Machu Picchu emerged as a place where the sky bends down to kiss the mountaintops. Hidden amidst the majestic Andes, veiled in a thick mist like a divine curtain, this ancient stone city appears like a dream among the clouds. There are no bells, no smoke from fires, only granite blocks stacked with absolute precision, so seamless that no blade can pass between them. The colossal granite blocks here were cut and fitted so tightly that neither a knife blade nor a sheet of paper can slide through the joints. According to surveys by the Peruvian Institute of Archaeology, many blocks weigh up to 50 tons. Yet there is no trace of the wheel, iron tools, or mortar. The Inca used the ashlar technique, a form of precise block fitting done by hand, combined with the skill of vibrating the stones with rhythm, to make the stone surfaces find their own equilibrium. This construction has allowed Machu Picchu to survive intact for over 500 years, despite dozens of major earthquakes in the Andean region. However, the most perplexing thing is not the construction technique, but the absolute silence in the historical record. There are no texts, no epics, no written accounts from the Inca that mention Machu Picchu. Historian Hiram Bingham, who rediscovered the ruins in 1911, believed it was the last lost city of the Inca, but later studies, particularly the excavations by Yale University in the 1980s, revealed no evidence of a large population or warfare. Instead, all signs point to a ceremonial or religious center reserved for the elite and priests of the empire. Who built this wonder in the middle of the sky? And why did they choose to hide it away? Some believe it was the secluded retreat of the Emperor Pachacuti, a symbol of the power and spirit of the Inca Empire. Others say Machu Picchu was a mysterious ritual center where humans communicated with the gods. There is also a more daring hypothesis that it was an ancient astronomical observatory built to capture the rhythm of the stars and the energy of the sun. However, in the legends of the Andean people, this place is more than just a ruin. They call it by a much older name, Puerta de los Dioses. Many who climb the peak at dawn report feeling a wave of warmth spread through their bodies, as if standing at the threshold of another world. Could Machu Picchu be not just a remnant of the Inca, but a surviving trace of a civilization that understood the secrets of the earth? A knowledge that modern humanity can only dream of? Or is it a message left by the gods, waiting for someone brave enough to step through the misty gate to discover what has been forgotten since the dawn of humankind? Our journey through the ruins of time may conclude here, but the questions it leaves behind still echo unanswered. From the temples erected before the dawn of history, to the cosmic cities among the clouds and the hidden fortresses on high plateaus, there seems to be an invisible thread connecting them all. A thread of wisdom, aspiration, and a grand mystery that humanity seems to have forgotten. These civilizations did not build with just stone and brick. They built with an understanding of the stars, the rhythm of the earth, and the belief that humans are not the only beings in the universe. They were never truly lost. Perhaps they're still waiting for us, their descendants, to stop searching for answers without, and to begin listening to the echoes from within ourselves. The search has only just begun. Are you brave enough to take the next step? Subscribe and join Mystery on the next journey, because history's greatest chapters have yet to be told. Comment which site gave you the most chills, and share this video to spread the flame of discovery.